Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing this evening? Okay, so I've got some beautiful Supra drifting coming up. Just thought I'd show you my steering wheel setup. So my gear stick, it's on the left hand side because, you know, Australia and all that. Got your pedals, you know, your brap and your ch. That brap ch. That sounded stupid, I'm never doing that again. Beautiful steering wheel. G27 Logitech. Got your flippers for your gears, but it's kind of useless when you're drifting. Let's get into this session. So just before this, I was piss farting around with my toe because it's such a slow track. My toe was like, my toe out was too much. So what I did was I brought that back a notch so it wasn't so uncontrollable. Yeah, I thought, you know. So this is all done with the steering wheel. I actually can't drift with the controller. You know, oh, a little bit of a wall tap. I was seeing how close I could get, but yeah. If you want, well, you know what? I'll just show you the car setup after this. She's a bit of a smoke machine. The only thing I'm not happy about with this whole steering wheel is there's no handbrake add-on. So here would have been beautiful for a handbrake, but you know, would have been able to maybe keep control of it. Let's try a different view. Maybe replay camera. Let's see how that works. Fuck, that looks pretty good, eh? Yeah, nah, she's going alright. Just trying to watch my front wheels. That sounds stupid. But oh yeah, nice one. Nice one. I was trying to watch my front wheels and to see which one's got hot. So around here, and that'll give you an indication of how you tell when your camber's set up. Fuck, that's pretty good, eh? Need to buy me a real drift car. Fuck, need to get me a real job. No. Nice one. So, you can see a few things happening. Most of my turning is not done by my steering wheel. It's actually done by my throttle. You want your throttle to be as smooth as possible. Okay? So the more throttle you put in, the more the arse is going to kick out. The less throttle, the more it's going to grip up. Because your wheels aren't spinning as fast, so they've got more grip there. So if you watch... Ooh, that valve bounce, bro. 2JZ loves it. So if you watch, I'll kick in pretty hard with the accelerator, so I'll give it, you know, lots of beans. And then you'll see me just kind of ease off. So big kick in, kind of ease off, and just keep it around the same RPM. See how the wheel's not turning much? It's just kind of on that angle. I think I'll go for a 360 here. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I do. Ready? Tipped it in too early though, so it was too close to the inside wall. That was alright. I'll just give you a quick showdown of my car. Yeah, that one. So I'm running comfort hards, and as you can see, there's my dyno sheet, horsepower, weight distribution, everything you need to know. So it's only a 3 litre. Nice one. This is my suspension setup. I'll go to my brakes first. So here you can see my brakes are 0.4. What that does is, well, for me anyway, when I slam on the brakes, you'll see me do it when I'm changing directions. I'll give a quick stab of the brakes and then slightly back on the power. What that'll do is that'll get the whole car gripping up. It won't lock up the front brakes, but it'll lock up the rear brakes like a handbrake. And it'll get the front gripping, and then you'll be able to swing the car back around in the opposite direction. I've got it quite low. Got my spring rate soft, but my anti-roll bar's hard. If you read up, that's what you got to do. I won't be able to tell you exactly why without going through all of that, which I very recommend doing if you are setting up any type of car at all. It's just usually the body rolls a lot, but the springs take up that roll, so keeping the car fairly level. So I've got my front dampers soft on my compression, so the front, let's say I'm going over a curb sideways, as you do. Oh fuck, nice one. It'll easily keep it running. So what I want is, I want the front on the ground as much as possible. I don't want it to hop, skip or bounce, because I want those front wheels leading me exactly where they need to. So I've got that softer in my extension, got a hard compression on the rear and soft extension on the back. Got not a lot of camber, like, well, a fair bit on the front, but the more high speed you're doing, the more camber. I mean, and you probably won't go anything over like 3.4. Shit, you probably, oh, well, that depends what car you've got. I mean, this is pretty well balanced out and does all that, and fuck, I'm shaking this camera a lot, aren't I? Just trying to hold it in one spot. There you go. There you go. So I've got mine at 2.9 slow track, and I've got my toe at 0.07 degrees, or negative 0.07 degrees. Once again, that all comes down to what track you're on. That just gives me a little bit more grip going sideways without it being super grippy. I've got my drivetrain. I don't have it on a fully customizable transmission because that makes me use the flippers on the steering wheel, and you can't really change gears when he's sideways. So as for my drivetrain, of course, I've got a triple plate clutch and a carbon fiber shaft, which I think in the game doesn't make a difference. It's not like you can break a as it says, a propeller shaft, but I don't think that's the right name for it. So what is this? Yeah, it's your diff. So as for my diff, I've got my initial torque up higher than standard. Usually it is at about 10. Now that's for when you're racing, you don't want to break traction really easy, but you want the acceleration on quite quickly, so you have your acceleration sensitivity high, so on and so forth. So I've got it at 30, so there's a lot of torque with your power. Got a stage 2 engine tune. I could go to a stage 3, but here, watch, I'll show you. If I go to stage 3, you look at my graph over there. Alright, it goes higher, which doesn't really need. Doesn't need 703 brake horsepower. If you're wondering why I don't have this at 100%, it's because of my graph here. So if you have a look, you've got in white your torque and in blue your brake horsepower. I don't know a kilowatts to horsepower, so I won't be able to tell you that. You can always look it up, it won't be hard. So I've got 109 kilos of, oh fuck knows, is it kilos? I don't know, kilowatts? No, I can't think of the word. I've gone blank. I don't know. 109 something of torque. Is it fucking kilos of torque? I don't know. And I've got 625 brake horsepower. So I've got a mid-range turbo, so that affects my RPM mid-range to high range. It says a high range turbo, but honestly, I mean, I don't think it'd be worth it. I did have a low RPM turbo to give me that extra boost when you come in sideways and doing something like that, and you're low RPM and you're in third gear. You should be in second. Everything else is kind of maxed out. So the reason I've got power limiter 78.1 is it gives me a nice graph instead of, go to a Hyundai. Instead of like that, see how it's really sharp? So my max horsepower and torque are at, I don't know, 4,000 RPM. And then it just drops off from there. Now my torque I don't mind so much about, but my horsepower, that's not great for me. Because your torque, of course, is that initial kind of, that grunt to get it turning. The horsepower will keep that turn. I think that's right. I don't know. Probably. I don't know, works for me. Works for me. Then, of course, I've got on my body. Got my... Didn't even... Oh, it's probably my spoiler. Downforce doesn't really matter too much. Weight reduction. And that's about it for my Supra. Sorry about the shaky camera. That's always good fun. And, yeah, that was some good drifting. Steering wheel setup, G27. Have a good day.